Hello there, I'm Kate Miles from the Mind Body Reset, and I'm here today to talk to you about inflammation and stress. Now, inflammation is our body's response to an outside threat from infection, toxins, chemicals and stress. In a healthy situation, inflammation is good because it protects us from harm and forms part of our healing mechanism. But where our body perceives the threat to be ongoing, or our system starts to malfunction or overreact, inflammation can become chronic and very damaging. This can be due to a virus or bacteria, exposure to chemicals, excessive sugary food intake and long-term allergic responses, plus ongoing stresses, illnesses and autoimmune disorders. But how can stress trigger inflammation? When we become stressed, our emotions are affected and our body notices. This then triggers the fight or flight response, so adrenaline soars, giving us the strength we need to fight back or flee. We also experience an increase in C-reactive protein, which travels through our blood and triggers inflammation. So as long as we remain stressed, we continue to overproduce inflammation, which eventually can cause damage to our organs and systems. Our gut houses much of our immune system, and if our immune system is triggered for long enough, such as in the case of stress, our microbiome is subject to attack, which reduces our ability to digest and further increases our inflammation levels. Now, inflammation causes joint swelling, pain, and over time cartilage and bone damage, plus a loss of muscle strength. And if we have elevated cholesterol levels, we are at risk of our blood vessels becoming inflamed, which draws our white blood cells to cluster around the cholesterol plaques, increasing their impact and causing clots, and also heart disease. We all have odd cells cropping up in our bodies all the time, but the more inflammation we have, the less effective our immune system is, and our risk of missing rogue cells that need eradicating increases. Now, studies suggest insomniacs and shift workers have higher levels of inflammation in their systems than those that sleep well. Whatever the cause of our poor sleep issues, we're all aware that stress can affect our ability to sleep, as well as causing inflammation, which may further reduce our ability to quieten our minds into sleep. If inflammation gets into the lungs, fluid tends to accumulate, which narrows the airways and makes breathing difficult. Smoking, air pollution, chemical use and regularly making poor food choices have all been linked to lung inflammation. Chronic oral inflammation causes our gums to recede, our teeth to loosen and our bones to weaken, which leads to an increased possibility of losing our teeth and may even increase our risk of heart disease and dementia. Elevated inflammatory proteins influence hunger and slow metabolism, so inflammation can lead us to put on weight or make it harder for us to lose weight. In our younger years, inflammation may affect bone growth, and from our 20s onwards, it may accelerate bone loss, increasing our osteoporosis risk. Inflammation is even considered to be a causative factor in both anxiety and depression. These are complex conditions with multiple probable triggers, but studies have shown that inflammation can affect our mood, our appetite, our sleep, our energy levels and our motivation. Clearly, inflammation affects everything, and to get better we need to reduce it, ideally without relying on medication for life. So why not consider upping your self-care game, and rather than letting things slip when times are tough, it's worth appreciating that during periods of crisis and ongoing stress, we need to take even more care of ourselves to offset the inflammatory effects of higher stress hormone levels. Breathing exercises are an amazing stress buster. Our breathing is controlled by the fear center of our brain, so as we become stressed, our breathing changes like during a panic attack. Yet once we choose to slow our breathing, those feelings then subside. So if we choose to actively reduce our respiration rate, then our stress hormones decrease and we quickly start to feel calmer. Why not get into a routine using breathing exercises, journaling, gratitude practices, affirmations, visualizations, meditation audios or EFT tapping to help ease your stress? If you're feeling stressed despite your best efforts though, then a talking therapy approach could help you dig deeper into the origins of your stresses. And if you don't want to talk that much or just don't know what to talk about, then Sentimentology, a blend of hypnotherapy, guided visualization and lucid dreaming, can offer a non-traumatic route to clearing your emotional clutter and easing your symptoms. Please DM me to request any further information, ask a question or book a video call to find out more about how the Mind Body Reset could help you improve your health. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.